So now let's go over slideshows and content top images. So slideshows and content top images are options you can include on your page if you ever want to highlight something on your page or simply showcase an image. So let's look at what a slideshow is. So if you notice on our IT homepage, we have this little slideshow here, and it has a banner and it has some text on the right hand side. And if you notice, there's an arrow that points to the left and to the right, and we can cycle through these because these are different banners with different information. So you can highlight various different things on your page or on a particular page if you wanted to. In addition, these banners serve as a hyperlink that can point to a different page or a PDF document. So if I go ahead and click on this particular banner, you notice that it takes me to this different page here. This is an example of what slideshow can do, and it can possibly benefit your department if it's something you would like to showcase. But now let's look at what a content top image is. If I go ahead and click on this particular slideshow again, it takes me back to this page. If you notice that there's an image at the very top. Now this image is static, so it simply serves as a decoration. You can't click on it, nor can it be converted into a hyperlink. It's simply a decoration, as I've said. So in the event you only wanted to showcase an image so that it adds a bit of style to your page, you can do that using a content top image. And as for the slideshow, it's something whereby you can showcase on a particular page or on your department's homepage to highlight various different things. So feel free to choose any of the options that best fits what you'd like to do. So let's go ahead and see how we can create slideshows and content top images. So back in Cascade, let's go ahead and edit our page. And let's scroll down just below the Insert in Sidebar option. You should see something that says a Department-1 sidebar. And then there's an option for a slideshow. And right below that, there's an option for a content top image. Something to take note of is this particular description right here. Right below content top image, it says image size should be 964 pixels with a height of 320 pixels. If you want your image to display properly, be sure to make sure it fits these dimensions. You can use software such as Photoshop or another different editing software to make sure your images fit these dimensions. We do not go over image editing in this particular class, but feel free to reach out to the Media Center or use online resources on how to go ahead and edit images. So for this example, we're going to start with content top image. So go ahead and click on choose a file, and then you get this pop-up window on the right. So go ahead and select on the option that says browse, which is the third tab. By default, you should be in your folder, but we want to go to the parent folder so we can access the image bank within Cascade. So if you remember how to cycle through this particular pop-up so we can go to the parent folder, go ahead and click on the hyperlinks or the blue hyperlinks that show up here. So go ahead and click on valdosta.edu so we go to the main parent folder. And then while you're on the parent folder, go ahead and click on the arrow that points to the right on the folder titled _images. And finally, click on those tile icons beside the search bar so we can get a preview of these images. And then go ahead and select an image of your choice. I'll simply select this one right here. When your image is selected, you'll notice that there's a blue highlight and a check mark on the top right. And then go ahead and click on the choose option on the top right. Your content top image should not be attached. But so we can see a preview of what this looks like, let's go ahead and click on the show edit preview option. And if you notice, that image fits just exactly where we want it to at the very top. So this is an example of what a content top image would look like. Now let's look at the slideshow option. To use a slideshow, be sure to select the yes radio button that's right below use a slideshow. That way you enable this option. And then go ahead and expand the banner option. So click on the arrow that points down and you get these new options here. Like we did before, go ahead and click on choose a file. And by default, you should already be in the image bank. So go ahead and select another image of your choice. I'll go ahead and select this one here. And then click on the choose option at the very top right. You will then see a preview of your image on the right. For slide title, let's go ahead and type in the following. And for slide caption, let's go ahead and type in the following as well. But feel free to use a slide title and a caption of your own. You will then notice a preview of the changes you've made. But now let's go ahead and see what else you can do with these slideshows. If you expand the option that says banner image link by clicking on the arrow that points down, you'll notice that there's a few more options available to you. There's a page, there's a file option, there's a system link, or simply a link option. Let's start with the very first option that says choose a page. So basically what this means is that you're able to simply link a particular page that you have access to within your department. And you would simply browse for that page and select it. So let's go ahead and give that a try. So click on the choose page option. and then you get this pop-up window here. Let's go ahead and browse for our own page. So click on the browse option, which is the third option on the top. And then let's go ahead and browse to our page. By default, right now, you should be under the images folder. So let's go ahead and go to the parent folder by clicking on valdosta.edu. And then let's go ahead and click on the arrow that points to the right of Cascade Training to browse the contents of this folder. And then let's go ahead and browse to our folder. So in this case, mine is John Doe. So I click on the arrow that points to the right beside it. And then I simply click on the radio button on the left of our page. So let's go ahead and pretend that this is the page we want our slideshow to point to. So select that page and then click on the choose option on the top right. You will then see a preview of that slideshow. If you hover your mouse over the slideshow, you will notice how it changes from an arrow to a little hand tool. This is an indication that it is now hyperlinked to something, but we're not going to click on it just yet. Let's go ahead and add a few more slideshows. So if you scroll back up a little bit on the left side, you'll notice that beside the banner option, there's a plus sign in green. Simply click on that plus sign, add a new slideshow. You also have the option to simply copy that group and make those changes. You also have the option to remove a particular banner, which you could do by simply clicking on this X icon here. You can also move your banner either up or down. Depending on the position of the banner, it would change these particular icons here from down to up. You can also select the option to drag it up and down. So feel free to use any one of these options when it comes to editing your banners. So let's scroll down to the options for the second banner. You'll notice that beside the banner, there's an option that says 2 of 2 now. So that way you can differentiate between which banner you're working on. For this second banner, let's go ahead and select another image of our choice. So go ahead and browse to the images folder again and select an image of your choice. And for slide title and caption, go ahead and type in the following information, or simply choose your own title and caption. You should now see a preview of your two banners on the right hand side. Now let's choose the second option for banner image link. And we're going to choose the one that says file. So click on choose a file so we can attach a PDF document to it. Then on the new pop-up, click on the browse option. And let's browse to our folder again. Once you're in your folder, go ahead and select the PDF document that you had uploaded on the previous example. Your PDF document should now be attached to this particular slideshow, and it should be reflected on the preview window on the right hand side. Before we go ahead and submit these changes, let's just add a few more banners. So go ahead and click on the add new group icon again, which is the plus sign in green, and then scroll down to the option 3 of 3. Again, go ahead and choose a file and select an image of your choice. And for slide title and caption, go ahead and type in something of your choice or type in the following that I have. And for this particular option, we're simply going to type in a hyperlink under the or link tab. So go ahead and type in the VSU link. Be sure to include that S before the prefix as we've indicated before so that your link can work properly. A different way to add a link would be to choose the option system link. Normally you would use this particular option in the event that you didn't have the link option at the bottom. On the previous example, we had created a common link and also an external link for navigation. So if you ever wanted to link to, let's say, an external site or different department that you didn't have access to, you would be able to use a common link or an external link for navigation as a way to link to these particular sites. Feel free to reference the previous example that we had done on creating common links and external links for navigation. But for now, simply browse to your folder and select the common link that we had created earlier. You can click on the one that says IT Help Desk or the one that you created for yourself. And like I said before, you can always move these banners up or down by simply selecting the icons that show up at the very top. For example, if you notice in this particular banner, it shows the options to move an item up or down. Just keep in mind that you can only use a slideshow or a content top image. You cannot use both. A content top image is immediately overridden by a slideshow. So a slideshow would cancel out the content top image. So keep that in mind. You can only use one or the other. You cannot use both. So let's go ahead and submit these changes. Now that the changes have taken effect, let's go ahead and test our links out. So go ahead and cycle through each one of the slideshows and click on them, assuming you linked it to something. As you can see, every link on my banner works. And that is how you insert a content top image or a slideshow on your page.